Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from Elizabeth Books, and I'm here today to do the coffee book tag. So number one is Black Coffee. Name a series that's tough to get into but has hardcore fans. I'm going to go with the Throne of Glass series. I read this book in October, I believe, and I was, I kind of liked it. I didn't really love it or anything. I thought it was sort of good but not great. And the fans for it are just insane though. They're like, you have to read this series, you'll love this series, get to the third book, it's so great. So I'm really glad I continued with it, and I love the prequel novellas, so good. And I'm really glad I powered through this series and got to the Crown of Midnight, which is the second book, so that one's amazing. And I can't wait for the next one. This is a really good series. Number two is Peppermint Mocha. Name a book that gets more popular during the winter or festive time of year. And I'm going to go with My True Love Gave to Me, which is 12 short Christmassy winter stories. And I'm just going to go with this one because there's nothing really else I can think of that's wintry for a read for me. But I read this one during the winter because it was about Christmas, and I probably wouldn't read it any other time of the year because that's just kind of weird. That's like watching Christmas movies any other time of the year. You just don't really do it. So I'm going to go with this one. Number three is Hot Chocolate. What is your favorite children's book? So I have a lot of children's books I love, but I'm going to go with Amelia's Notebooks, and this is just one of them. It's Amelia Lends a Hand, and I just love these. It's her notebooks and her thoughts and feelings of her being 4th and 5th grade, and I think it even goes on for her being in 7th or 8th grade, but I never read that far. But I just loved these growing up. They're so interactive, and there's some where you played games and stuff, and there's some where you had letters you could take out and read, and I just loved all of them, and they were just a big part of my childhood, and I really like them. Number four is Double Shot of Espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. I'm going to go with Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott. This book was crazy good. I was hooked on it right from the beginning to the end, and I thought it was I didn't know it was a series. I thought it was a standalone, and I was like, how are they going to fit everything in this tiny book? And I only had 100 pages left, and I was like, oh my god, how is this going to end? And then I realized oh, there's going to be another book, so that was okay. And yeah, I'm super excited for the next one. I think it should be coming out soon, or it already came out. I'm not sure. I know it comes out, I think it comes out sometime in February. But yeah, so excited for the next one because this was super good. Number five, Starbucks. Name a book that you see everywhere. I'm going to have to go with Percy Jackson, any of them, anywhere I go. If I go to Value Village, if I go to my local used bookstore, if I go to Barnes & Noble, Percy Jackson is everywhere. And I understand why. I really like the series. I haven't finished it yet. I only need to read the last one. But I always see the fourth one. I swear I see that one everywhere. And I'm trying to collect them in these pretty covers. So I can only ever find these at Barnes & Noble. But all the other different versions are always everywhere else. And so is the Heroes of Olympian series, or is that what it's called? But that one's always everywhere too. Number six, That Hipster Coffee Shop. Give a book by an indie author a shout out. So I don't really know what that means. Is that just an author you've never really heard of or something? But I'm just going to go with the book Swollen by Melissa Lyon. I read this probably when I was 15 or 16, and on Goodreads it only has 200 reviews. I love this book. It's a 5-star book. It's super good. I reread it at least once a year. It's kind of a mystery contemporary, and I don't know, I think you should pick it up. It's really good, and I think more people should read it. Yeah. Number seven, Oops, I Accidentally Got Decaf. Name a book that you were expecting more from. I'm going to go with Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. I read her other two books, Amy and Roger's Epic Detour and Since You've Been Gone, and I absolutely loved both of them, so I had high expectations for this one. And the plot for this one was just, I don't know, just so boring to me. It was about them being 12, way too much, and I don't know, being 22, I guess being 12, I was just this doesn't matter. Literally none of this matters. None of it mattered. even when you're 17, I don't know why that stuff would have mattered, because she's 17 now. I really don't know why the stuff that was 12 like mattered to her so much, because it really didn't matter. But I guess each individual is like feels differently, and just to me, I felt like it was silly and just didn't matter. But yeah, so this one let me down. And finally, number 8, the perfect blend. Name a book or series that was both bitter and sweet, but ultimately satisfying. I'm going to go with the Shatter Me series. At times, I didn't like it. At times, I loved it. But overall, it was really good. And I'm really glad I read it. And I really, really did enjoy it. I read all the novellas and stuff too. And it was just like, at first, I just did not like, I don't know. I didn't like how she, crossed stuff out in it. It just, bothered me, or it just, annoyed me or something. But overall, as a whole, the series was super good, and I really liked it, and I totally will reread it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. But yeah, guys, that was the coffee book tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.